In this video, I'm going to show you the effects of what an adjustable hosel can do with your driver. A lot of my students ask me about changing the loft on the driver. Will it actually have that much of an effect on the golf ball? Today's video, we're going to find out. So nowadays, most drivers come with adjustable heads on them. You'll get your standard loft like this one here, 9 degrees, but then you'll get a sleeve with different loft options. And it's basically to do with how this sleeve's angled and shaped that changes the face angles of the driver. Not only does it change the loft, it actually changes slightly where the face is pointing as well because of something called face plane tilt. So we're going to find out how it actually affects it. Will it see that I get more draw? Will I get more fade? Will I hit it higher, lower as I'm going up and down the lofts? Will it also affect my distance as I go through? Depending on which driver brand you use as well, you'll see that you get different variants of loft. A lot of them are sort of half a degree to 1 degree or half a degree up to 2 degrees of loft. So here we've got the Mizuno new STG 220 driver, and that can actually go up 2 degrees and it can go down 2 degrees as well. So we've got quite a variance, so we can go all the way from 9 up to 11 and down to 7 degrees. So thinking from 7 to 11, I think we will see some difference. What we're going to do, we're going to go through the 3 different settings here. There are some others that you can go through, but I'm going to go standard, high and low and see which loft actually works best for me and how it affects my ball flight. Let's get off with the standard so we get some baseline numbers. Real simple to set your driver up. You'll get a little key like this. You just align the hosel up to where you want. So we're going standard to start off with. Lock it in there. Make sure you give it a nice twist and you'll hear, don't be scared of this noise as well actually. Oh, if I can get it in properly. When you get into it, it should click into place to make sure that you've actually got it done in properly. So standard, 3 balls, GC2 Pro V1. Let's see how we go. A little bit on the high side out of the face, but not a bad start. Let's get 2 more underway. Nice drive, little fade. Pretty central on that one. Nice. Okay, so we've got our baseline numbers there. A couple of things that I want to measure this on. It's our launch angle, our spin and our carry distance. Also have a quick look at peak height. So 9 degree setting, launch angle on average 14.4 degrees. Spin total 2,400. Carry average 277, and then my average peak height was 40 yards in the air. Will that change dramatically when we go up and down these lofts? I'm expecting spin to drop off when we go lower and it to go up when we go higher, and then the launch angles to change a little bit, but will that really affect that distance too much? And shape wise, when I go and lower the face, that should open the club face. When I add loft to it, it should close the club face as well. So we'll start to see that I get a little bit more draw or fade as well. We're going to go lower and see how that goes. So unlock it here, and it's a real simple, quick procedure. Obviously as well, side note, you can't go doing this if you're playing out on the golf course. You have to leave the club in the same state as you start off with. But we're going to go down to the low here, so we're going to go down to -2 on this one. So just line it up, pop it in. Make sure again you hear that clicking sound each time as we go through it, and then we are good to go. First impressions, when I actually put that down, straight away the loft looks a lot less. You can see less of the face, and it does look to me like the toe is sat back ever so slightly as I've actually done that up. So it'll be interesting now to see how this performs. But 3 golf balls, let's go. Oh wow, that came out noticeably lower and has had a serious amount of slide on it. Don't think 7 degrees is for me. Just had a little peek at the numbers there, and that is 30 yards more offline than the average of the others. So 7 degrees, it does dramatically change it. Oh my God. Feels good, but that was hit well then. That was hit very well. Oh, I tried turning that one and I've done it a little too much. Good strikes on all those. Very good strikes. We're going to change into the high setting now. Before we do though, guys, do me a little favour. 65% of you watching my videos are not subscribed to the videos. It's really simple, it's free to do. All I want you to do is click that button down there and make sure you subscribe. You might think you are because my videos pop up in your feed all the time, but that's just suggested videos. But just click down there because there's giveaways to come in December, loads of free coaching content, and ultimately I'm going to get you better at the game. So hit it down there. Let's change into this high setting. Interesting there with the low one, how different that was, how different it looks physically when I actually look down on it. Just going to select the high one there, so +2 going up to 11 degrees. And then how different the flight looked. You will have seen there on the shot tracers, they looked a little bit different to the original ones. It'll be interesting to see how this actually performs at 11 degrees now. So we've gone high. God, that looks like a totally different driver. That's insane. Right, high one, let's go. Oh dear. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. Not my best directional wise, that one. Ooh, that's not going to do anyone any favours. We always have to factor in human error as well. If you hit it awful, whatever you do with the loft isn't going to affect it. Interesting, right. So I've hit an extra one there with the higher one because one of the shots I actually nearly missed the golf ball. Well, let's take a look at the results and see what they're saying. So looking at the results, and it's interesting, that high one, it didn't suit my eye. It looks closed. Like I say, when you add loft to a driver, you actually close the face slightly. When you take loft off, you open it, and generally a better player's perception is you want to see the face slightly open because you don't want to see the ball going left. So I actually hit that one the worst, and it shows this in the figures. Average launch angle with the 9 degree was 14.5. When we went down to 7 degrees, so we went down 2 degrees, it actually dropped exactly 2 degrees to 12.4 degrees. When we went up to the 11, it was 11.9 degrees. Now, like I say, I hit that the worst. I struck it all over the face, so that's more human error. In terms of carry distance, we see that the 9 was at 277. The 7 degree, like I say, launched 2 degrees less, but actually only carried 1 yard less. The other one that launched at 11.9, which is again nearly 3 degrees down, actually only carried, and like I say, hit it pretty bad, 274. So only 3 yards away in all those total differences there when I've changed all those, but I have hit it badly. What's interesting though is spin. When we look at spin, we go 2,333 with the 9 degree, 1,659 with the 7 degree one, then 2,491 with the 11 degree. So because of that extra bit of spin with the more loft, it's able to keep the ball in the air for a little bit lower. The 7 degree actually struck it probably the best out of all of them with the lower spin, but that's why it managed to get the distance and get it up there because of how well it was struck. So it is interesting that, yes, it does affect it. Spin's a major one that it's affected there. We see a drop of nearly 1,000 revs when we dropped down 2 degrees, and then we saw it sustained spin when I actually was hitting it badly in the higher one. Carry numbers didn't really change it. Then, like I say, the launch angle changed. Shame I didn't hit it well with the high one, but it is an interesting one. I think when you go for your next driver fitting, testing a few different lofts to see how it actually affects your driver is quite an interesting little test. That's the first time I've ever actually played with a loft of a driver there. So does it work? Yeah, it does work. It will affect your golf ball and affect the flight of it. I saw more slice as well with the 7 degree, and was pretty straight with my 9 degree, but overall interesting little test there for myself. So guys, Hope you've enjoyed that video. Hope it's cleared up a little bit about driver lofts, what it actually does and how you should use them. If you're looking to try and maybe change your shape as well, remember, adding loft closes, taking loft off opens the face as well, so bear that in mind next time. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Remember, hit that subscribe button. 65% of you. Not good enough.